XRP holders, they said no. Really, guys, thanks to you, some of your comments helped me realize what BlackRock said about XRP just a few days ago as the whole world was watching Ethereum break those highs. And I'm like, let's go. But just a few days ago, they were asked because this week, Ripple versus the SEC case gone, it's over, and everybody was celebrating, and we had a nice, cool 10 to 12% pump. Maybe a lot of people wanted more, and I get it. But they asked point blank BlackRock, and I'm going to show you right now in just a second. And BlackRock replied, at this time, we're not looking to launch XRP or Solana ETF. Boom. Look at this. So I'm like, okay. I do agree with Nate that this is going to be a mistake. But you also, I think they're bluffing. I think they're bluffing, man. Like, come on. Grayscale. Canary Capital, Bitwise. Should I continue? Like, there's so many. iShare. I mean, so many. That they want their hands on an XRP ETF for you to say no. How Ripple's years-long SEC lawsuit coming to an end affects or doesn't affect the XRP spot ETF. So they're listing, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I want to also tell you this from, this guy, which is the president of the, co-founder and contributor, the ETF Institute, the ETF Prime. So he knows. And he had a conversation with the one and only Tom Lee. And here's how he's described. I'm going to play this. It's like, what, a minute or so. How, Ethereum is doing really well. And I mean, they're making a lot of money, as you know. The prices, guys, come on. It's really good. Even XRP coming down a little bit earlier today, like this at 315 from 338. So we already had our nice correction, right? I think people are watching even Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin went to 117, but now it's back at 118. So little by little, step by step. The point is, some sources said that BlackRock, if it wanted an XRP ETF, it would have done it already. It would have done so already. Drop a like, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel, and let us know in the comments down below how bullish you are. Are you ready? That's why I say it here, right here, because we're going to go higher. I'm using, of course, a Wolf of Wall Street legend, right? So I'm bullish, but at the same time, by the same token, optimistic and cautious, right? Because statements like this make me think like, well, then what are you considering for XRP? Okay, you don't want to file for XRP on Solana. So you're making that much money that you don't need more? You're BlackRock. I mean, don't you see all the asset managers that are racing and rushing to get one? Because these two are fine. I think they're making a lot of money with them, billions and billions, of course. But there's more out there. They know that they're not going to make as much as Bitcoin per se. They're not going to make as much as Ethereum. I think that's their idea, and that XRP is mostly driven by retail. You and I mean us, but maybe their clients, they're not really in touch with XRP. They don't really like it. They've heard all this type of Bitcoin maximalist conversations, right? Because think about it for a second. If you have Bitcoin, if you like your Bitcoin ETF, and you hear Michael Saylor, you hear all those Strike founder, right, and John Mallers, I think that's his name, Jake Mallers, and all the nasty Bitcoin maxis say, no, XRP is a scam, and Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse, maybe, just maybe, that's, and Cynthia Lumens too. Like, there's so much pressure that at that level, they're like, nah, we don't want it. That's the way I see. But I want it, and I'm going to bite the tip, and we're looking to get more XRP. And you want to go ahead and jump in, guys. Click the first link down below and sign up on BTCC, sign up on Weeks, sign up on Bitunix, get up to 100,000 in welcome bonus. I mean, because Bitunix gives you a lot of money. Here we have the sign up for BTCC. I've been with them for so long, and they are honestly really good for more than 14 years. trusted, and they have all that good leverage if you want to make money so quick, but of course with the risk of losing it all because it's high leverage. No VPN, no KYC. So check it out, fam. I have all the links down there for you. Crypto.com, BingX with VPN. And okay. So right now the question remains, do they want it? Here it is. The close of Ripple's years long awaiting, long lawsuits signal the potential for big firms such as BlackRock to try their hand at proposing a spot exchange traded fund or ETF. But so far, the world's largest asset manager says that it's not in the cards. And this is similar to what I heard last year, from let me see if I can find it for you. BlackRock ETF. I have this guy, BlackRock. I have a guy that I follow from BlackRock, but I'm ETF manager. Let's see if I get it on people because I'm following the guy. No, it's not coming out. But yeah, there's a guy that I follow from BlackRock, and he, was replying to a bunch of those comments. So on Thursday, lawyers for Ripple and the SEC, agreed to drop the appeal, which is, let's go, we got it. So after Thursday's news, President Adnovidius, Nate, said that it's possible that BlackRock was waiting for the lawsuit to end before filing for an XRP ETF, to which, he replied, in my opinion, makes zero sense for them to ignore crypto assets beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. He said right here, and I remember seeing this post. Here it is. 0 cents. Got a lot of attention. Now, look at this one. I don't think so. I'll almost be willing to put a steak dinner on it. So this is a Bloomberg guy. He knows, of course, more. So let's take a look at their responses. I just think they're happy with the two. Love diminishing returns from here out. But again, I'm nothing to go upon my own spidey sense here. I don't think so this year anyway, but hard to tell beyond that. Basically, they're saying only Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that will ever have value. There's zero chance that BlackRock won't get involved with XRP. Just need some assurances. That's right. XRP is going to pop off. Makes sense. So people that I like to listen, of course, are the verified people that I know we can trust. And they're saying maybe not this year. I mean, the BlackRock coming in and dropping a massive ETF news, that's not like a rate cut. That's not like, F1C or something, a listing or what have you, right? It's big, but we just have to wait for BlackRock to do something like that. It's really going to help a lot. And if they do announce it, guys, it's going to change the game because you're saying that now BlackRock is going after another digital asset. That's major news, right? That's why people who got into Ethereum and Bitcoin before, this whole thing was official, they made a lot of money. Now let's listen to this Tom Lee, because he always brings some alpha.
But now I think Ethereum is having its 2017 moment, like the moment that we're realizing AI and Wall Street are now meeting on the blockchain and they're choosing Ethereum. JP Morgan's building their stablecoin on Ethereum. Robinhood is tokenizing private equity and stocks on Ethereum. There has literally been no bank that is choosing tokenization that is not choosing Ethereum. It is very clear to the United States that a compliant legal blockchain is Ethereum. So to me, that's the biggest macro trade in the next 10 to 15 years. Is Ethereum is where Wall Street financializes, but also where AI is financializing. The projects that Sam Altman's working on that are cryptocurrencies are built as layer 2s on Ethereum. Everyone's choosing Ethereum. So I think Ethereum is facing a moment just like Bitcoin was in 2017, where it made a 100x move. I think Ethereum, is going to be 20. Well, our model is that Ethereum could be 50, 60,000 per Ethereum, and it's only 3,700 now.
I know, fam. I mean, there's so much money on the line. there's so much money on the line, fam. And I know there's some people saying, well, then Ethereum is the one to buy, Bitcoin are the one to buy. No, guys. The thing is that this is how digital assets goes, and there's so much opportunity, right? But if Ethereum does that, just imagine what XRP will do once it actually gets the love from XRP ETFs, right? The spot ETFs, because we have leverage and we have one in Canada, right? One spot ETF, but we need here in the United States. And that's why I'm saying, well, are they going to regret this once they see all the rest of the spot ETFs get approved, but not theirs, BlackRock? So we're watching BlackRock. We're watching Larry Fink. Hopefully things change, but you've been updated, everybody. That's what's going on. Somebody would have expected, okay, let's maybe consider it, but as of now, it's a hard no. We'll keep an eye on it. Drop a like, fam. Consider subscribing to the channel. Like, and I'll see you next time. Peace.